We built Mohgix for one simple reason, because we were actually tired of seeing brilliant ideas fail, right? And I've actually spent my entire career in rooms with some of the smartest people in the world, like C-suite executives, diplomats, founders as well. And then I actually saw a pattern. I used to see incredible strategies. I used to see brilliant game-changing plans that used to fall apart. And it wasn't just because some of these ideas were bad, but because the communication of the idea was actually terrible. It wasn't how you communicated it, it was what was in the communication, right? Or what went into the communication of that idea, because it is the what that actually shapes the perception of how people see you, right? So I used to see how these smart strategy went were created, but the message was actually weak. The why was actually powerful, but then the how was very, very confusing. And you see, we actually operate in the high stakes world, and in this world, confusion is not an option. And I'm sure a lot of you agree with me that confusion is not an option. You do not give an excuse for, or you do not even make room for confusion. Now, confusion actually costs money. Confusion actually costs time. Confusion actually costs trust. So it is a liability, right? And we at Mohgix, we decided that we were going to give it a name, because when we did our research, we realized that a lot of people didn't understand or fully understand what was really going on. So we decided to give it a name, and we decided to call it the clarity tax. So the clarity tax is this hidden and the most expensive cost in any organization, right? And we strongly believe that it is the price that you pay every single day for not being clear. So when people are confused about your message, when people are confused about your narrative, you pay a clarity tax. The clarity tax is actually the 100 million naira or dollars deal that you actually lost, because the investor, they didn't really understand the value that you are offering for them to make them invest in your company or your organization. And the clarity tax is also the brilliant team that you put together, that they become frustrated because they don't understand the mission and they don't understand the vision of your company, right? And the clarity tax is also the wasted month and the millions that you spend on marketing, because a lot of founders, a lot of executives, they tell me or they tell us that they spend a lot, they spend millions on marketing, on Facebook ads, and the rest of them. But they don't get a substantial return on investment. And that just added to like the noise. Like everything they do just added to like the noise that is currently in the market. So most leaders that we before we started working with them, they actually see this as the cost of doing business. They think it's the cost of doing business. But we at Mohgix, we see it as a strategic failure. So Mohgix was actually built to like eliminate that tax. And to solve a problem this big, you can't just be a service company. You can't just be an agency that a lot of people prefer to be known for. We believe that you have to build a doctrine, you have to build a new school of thought, a new set of principles, and you also need to have your own lexicon, so that when you are explaining or when you are teaching these things, people can easily understand, or they can easily quantify the amount of they can easily quantify what you're trying to the message you're trying to convey, right? So this is one of the reasons why we architected the Mohgix Institute of Cinematic Strategy, because the institute is the source, the institute is the doctrinal body, it is the fortress of intellects where we codify the very frameworks, like let's say the clarity tax, the strategic void, the calculus of conviction, and our proprietary principle, which is, or our proprietary methodology, which is cinematic strategy. So it is all these frameworks that we actually use to solve these high stakes problems. Now, everything we actually do at the firm, every film we actually create, every strategy that we deploy, it all comes from the doctrine that is being forged at the institute. And these videos, this one included, this entire series, this is our strategic dividend. We are opening the doors to the institute. We are opening the doors to the institute. We are arming you with the doctrine, and we are quite literally teaching you our entire school of thoughts, because our mission is actually bigger than our firm. Our mission is actually bigger than the architect himself. Our mission is actually bigger than myself, right? And to put it succinctly, our mission is to eliminate the clarity tax for everyone, whether you are a C-suite executive or a founder or a diplomat. So I'd say welcome to the Institute. Welcome to the Mohgix Institute of Cinematic Strategy.